Hello, thank you very much for joining me. I'm Debbie Loring, psychic medium. I've been a psychic medium for about 30 years now. One of the questions, it's a universal question that people ask, is what happens to us when we die? So, my belief, and from the fact that I've also had evidence, is that when we pass away, our physical body, our vehicle for experiencing the physical world, is left behind, and the soul returns to the spirit, and the spirit is in a different dimension. So, what was explained to me once, which is I think, a nice metaphor. If you imagine you're holding a torch, the light that comes from that torch when you switch it on is the soul, and that's what illuminates whatever you're pointing that torch at. The body of the torch is the spirit. So when you turn that torch off, the light goes back into the body of that torch, or in this case, the soul goes back into the spirit. And what's holding that torch is the creator, whatever you say, God, universe, whatever. So when we leave this physical world, we are reunited with the spirit, and we become whole and part of that light. We undergo a review process. So it's rather like sitting, if you will, in a comfortable room with lots of screens around you, and your loved ones in spirit, your guides, your supporters, taking you through your life frame by frame, looking at the list of lessons that you had chosen to undergo and undertake in your physical existence. And in a sense, really seeing how well you did. What's really interesting is that under that review, we look at the impacts of our actions, our words, our actions, our deeds on other people. For the simplest act of saying hello to someone in the street and smiling, the impact it had on that person, or being unkind or rude or impatient or short-tempered, how that affected the people around us. And this isn't about the blame game or something bad's going to happen. It's just a review. I've been told that that can take up to 50 human years for us to review, because time is man-made. We have a watch which tells us the time. Young children have no concept of time, and that we are taught time. In the world of spirit, or the spiritual world, there isn't time. It's just an existence, and being in the moment. So then once we've gone through our review, we then have a period of reflection. What could I have done better? What could I have done differently? How well I did? What did I learn? What did I learn about those people around me who were there and instrumental in helping me learn my lessons? That period of reflection, again, can take an infinite amount of time or a finite amount of time. You are then given the choice as to whether you want to come back into the physical world and continue to learn lessons, maybe those lessons that you didn't learn the first time, that you'd chosen to learn. And then, if you will, there is a contract. So here are the lessons I'm going to learn: patience, trust, humility, generosity, whatever those lessons are you've decided to learn. Then you're given the vehicle, the body, whether it's male or female, which part of the world you're going to live in. Those people around you, parents, friends, employees, supporters, who are going to facilitate that learning for you and with you, because they are also learning lessons. You then come back into the physical and do it all over again. With the big difference is that you don't recall what those lessons are and what the answers are. Otherwise, there'd be no point. And it's rather like a school. It would be no good at 8 years old being put into advanced maths designed for an 18-year-old, because you couldn't simply learn those lessons. And conversely, an 18-year-old being put into a 8-year-old set of maths wouldn't learn. So that expression, oh, you're only given as much as you can handle, or as strong as you can take, comes into play. So you have all of your lessons and you go through it again, and hopefully you learn it the second time, or if not, the third time. There are many planes of existence, not just the physical earth. And it is recognized the physical earth is one of the hardest lessons that we have. So eventually you graduate, you go back again, go through that spiritual review, and we may or may not choose to come back into the physical world again, or to stay in the plane of spiritual existence where we can support other people, and other souls who have decided to go back down, on the earth, to learn their lessons. One of the key lessons at the moment, in this juncture of the world, is responsibility and personal responsibility. Because when we take a decision, we take a decision for ourselves, even if that decision is no decision. We decide not to do anything. As part of my counselling practice and spiritual coaching practice, it's to ask people to look within, to look at the lessons they're learning. Is not about the outside world. The outside world, if you like, is a conduit to help us learn those lessons. So there's nothing about, oh, I didn't go to the right university, I didn't go to the right school, my parents were mean to me, we didn't have enough money, teachers are horrible to me, employees, people around me at work were horrible to me, my boss was horrible to me, or everything was loving and perfect. It's about personal responsibility. And through the many years of sittings that I've given, I can say without any hesitation that we do carry on in our existence, and that people who have come to me for readings, I've given them what's called proof of survival. So if I said to you, I've got your grandma here, she's got grey hair, a blue cardigan, she's old, she was good at cooking, that could describe any grandmother and every grandmother. It's specific information that will identify your grandmother. Name of a road, her name, her married name, details that only the sitter, the person who's come for the reading, would know, that I couldn't possibly know. And I've had so many examples of unique information that I've shared with the person, the sitter, person coming for the reading, that there is no doubt in my mind whatsoever that life continues beyond the passing of the physical world, physical body. So I do hope that's given you a deeper understanding, of my views and of the world of spirit. And if there are any questions, then please do get in contact. Thank you very much for your time and listening to me.